Thank you for tuning in today. Today I'm going to be teaching you chemistry. What is chemistry? Because I like every course I'm teaching to start it from the foundation, so that to scaffold your intelligence to make sure you understand it properly and well. So don't worry. As far as I'm concerned, if you're following this YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, or you are with my Facebook page, definitely whatever you are learning, you can learn it very fast, very effective. So what is chemistry? So many school of thought define chemistry, but I want to define it in a way to help you. Chemistry is a physical science that deals with the study of matter, its properties, its composition, the changes they undergo, and the principles that govern those changes. So chemistry is a physical science that deals with matter, its property, its composition, the changes they undergo, and the principles that govern those changes. That is what chemistry is about. So, and if I should say the word that you may not understand, well, I say that this with the study of matter, then I want to define matter to you. Matter is anything that have mass and occupies space. Matter is anything that have mass and occupies space. So people say it's anything that have weight, but there are some things you cannot measure their weight actually. You ask, how can you measure a dot or a tiny of hair? How can you measure it? It may not be measurable. So you may have mass, but the weight may not be attained because of the influence of gravity. So what I'm trying to say is that chemistry deals with the study of matter, and I have defined that matter is anything that have mass and occupy what? Space. Anything that have mass and occupy space. Then in every matter, the building block of a matter is an atom. Is an atom. So in the study of chemistry, we study matter. One. Remember, we deal with what? It has to do with matter, its properties, compositions, changes they undergo, and the principles that govern those changes. So I have defined that before we can study matter, I want us to start with the building block of a matter. Like in your room, your room is made up of blocks. That thing you call your room, the atom of it is the smallest part of it is what we call the blocks that makes up your room. So in every matter, there are things that make up a matter. One will have an atom. An atom will have, after atom will have elements. We have elements, yeah. Then we have molecules. Then we have the molecules, we have compounds. And we have substance. So I'm going to focus now on an atom before I move down to every other thing. What is an atom? An atom is the smallest part of an element which can take part in chemical reaction. An atom is the part of an element that can take the smallest part of an element that can take part in a chemical reaction. Every chemical reaction has to do with two atoms coming together to combine, two or more atoms coming together to combine together. So every matter you see, the building block of it is what? An atom. So since I have tried to explain an atom, I want to just make more expansion on an atom. An atom. No doubt in define what an atom looks like it's spherical and just a piece. But inside every atom, this is like a model of an atom, for example. And this is a model of an atom. Remember, I said that it's the smallest part of an element which can take part in a chemical reaction. It's just like if you bring any substance, you start dividing it. The smallest part of it, which is not visible to human eye, you can only see an atom through an electron microscope. So when you see that an atom exists like this, that inside every atom is what we call what? A proton and a neutron, then and an electron. An atom is made up of three particles, which we call what? Electron, a neutron, and a proton. An electron is negatively charged. A proton is positively what? Charged. And the neutron has no what? Charge. So inside every atom we have electron, we have neutron, we have what? A proton. And one thing is that the neutron and the proton are located inside the nucleus of an atom. That means at the center inside the atom we have the nucleus and this. And the electron is negatively charged, the proton is positively charged, while this has no charge. Then we say that an atom is electrically neutral because the sum of its proton is equal to the sum of its electron. That means the sum of the negative charge of the atom is equal to the sum of the positive charge of an atom. That means if electron is 12, proton is 12. So inside every atom they are the same. But the difference is that this one is negative and this is positive. And remember that electrons are in shells. They move around in shells. This is where they exist in the outermost part of the atom. They are always organized in shells. So in our next lesson, we'll tell you what we call atomic number, atomic mass, electron number, and I'm going to go into what is molecules and compounds. So I want you to stay wherever you are and watch how you become a pro in chemistry. Thank you.